What's up, beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the incredible support of my patrons, Optibotimus Plus channel members, specifically my good friend and channel member Adham, and by people that just hit that thumbs up button, we're going to be taking a look at the new Netflix Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, Voyager class SOUNDWAVE, exclusively available here in America at Walmart stores. For the package, much like all of the Walmart exclusives, you do get this really nice white package. You got the Transformers text right here, the Generation logo, the Netflix logo, the War for Cybertron. Got this really nice open window that fully showcases Soundwave, as well as Laserbeak and Ravage. Side here has an absolutely gorgeous image of Soundwave. And when you come around to this side, you have that image of the Ark crashing down to Earth, but with a white, black, and red sort of look, which looks really cool. Come around to the back of the package, you can see that Soundwave transforms in 19 steps, Laserbeak transforms in 4, and Ravage transforms in 7. Now, while Soundwave is a heavy retool of that Siege one, I think these guys are just repaints. I'll have to take a closer look at them, but initially, that Siege Soundwave didn't come with any cassettes. They were sold separately, so it's nice that they're getting included in one really cool set. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So, without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Soundwave open up out of his packaging and obviously in his cassette player mode, which is a direct homage to the way he originally was in Generation 1. Back in the 80s, we had this really cool thing that was kind of like an iPod, but you put all of your music on little tapes, and then you would put the tapes inside the cassette player. And that's how we got our music. So if you missed out on that in your childhood, well, I'm sorry. That was a pretty darn cool time, let's be honest. But initially, the Soundwave that we got with Siege, which is this one right here, did not come with the 2 cassette bots. You had to buy those separately. And they had other ones as well, like Rumble, Frenzy, Rap-At, all of those. But the only ones I really got were these 2. Now, when you take a look, let me get that all done up right. There are paint differences between these. Nothing in terms of a mold difference, unfortunately. No real need to. But what's cool about this is that they kind of recreated that cassette look to go along with Soundwave. You can see like the side A, it's 60 seconds or 60 minutes. You got the little gear section right here where the tape player would move the actual tape around inside here. Really very, even like little Japan thing on there. I mean, really great detail on that. They didn't have that on the original release in the Siege line. It's not that one is worse than the other or anything. It's just this takes it a little bit further to match with him, which is really nice. Same thing with Laserbeak. You can kind of see, well, I mean, not even really a cassette sort of look on there, but paint differences throughout the entire thing, like a lot of extra paint up here, whereas this one's a little bit more plain. I do really like, I like both of them. I think that they're terrific. And then you can use them with here. You just push this little button there. You put that in. Now, it tends to fly out. Well, that actually stayed in there pretty decently, but you can put it in. Maybe. There we go. No. It kind of wants to move around while it's in there. What's happening? Let's see. Put you in there. All right. Why are you not closing now? Oh, that's really kind of crummy. It just did it a second ago. Either way. All right. So there you can do that. And then you push the button and it opens it. You can do the same thing here with Laserbeak or Ravage. Put him in, close it, opens up. That one actually stays in there pretty decently. It doesn't kind of flop around, but push it in and then eject. So you do have that as well. Both of these transform the same way. I'm not going to focus on the transformations on these guys. I am going to focus on the transformation on this because it is obviously different than what we got in Siege. Now, there are a lot of elements that are very much the same. Like, for example, the chest is basically the same and everything. You got the little button and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of remolded parts on here, but there are some that are very similar. But I love the fact that you have this. You could also take this and put him in that little spy pillar mode or whatever you would want to do. That's probably the best alt mode for this guy. But you can see he was like this little spaceship sort of thing, which, you know, it's fine. It's a cool representation for him, but this is the one that I like the most. Granted, it's not to scale with anything, because obviously somebody like Megatron, let's bring in old Megs, you know, that's not going to scale all that well. But it is what it is. I'm going to set this off to the side because taking a look at his other accessories, he comes with his shoulder cannon and his gun, which again, these are the exact same as these guys. Let's see. I do like the red paint on this a little bit more than this one. This does not have any of that paint. It's just this blue color. But, I mean, is that even the right side? I don't even know if that's the right side, because that's not... There we go. That's really stuck in there. So you got that. This extends out. You have his gun section. I do, like I said, I mean, the blues are basically the same color. I just like that red stripe around there. Same thing as his shoulder cannon. You do have the little red stripe on the old one that the new one doesn't. Kind of sucks. Might swap those out. Who knows? But he also does come with this other gun, which I've seen some people like kind of complaining about it. He goes like, wait a minute, why would he come with that gun? It's the same basic thing. It's a little bit darker of a color. But one thing that's nice, and I've touched on this before, is that when you have Megatron, you can actually fold this up and you can see when he holds the gun, he's holding it basically upside down, where this section here would be the little sight sort of thing. But when you fold this up, you can come around to the back of any of your Megatrons, really, plug that in there, and now that basically gives him that over-the-shoulder thing. This one was a lot looser in him. I mean, that's not terrible. Oh yeah, that's really loose. This actually stays in there a lot better. So I don't know if they remolded it or something like that, but that's really, really nice. You can also, if you wanted to, you know, do it like that, you know, just to make it look a little bit better. But you did have that with the other one as well. It's just a lighter color, but because he's a darker color, I feel like this matches a little bit better now with this. So that's a cool additional sort of thing that they thought to include. I'm happy with that. I really do like it when they think of those little tiny nods. That's really fun. But here's this cassette player, you know, the battery, the play buttons and everything. Fast forward, rewind, stop, all of that is there. You got the speakers. Everyone gets confused why this says R when this says L, because when you're looking at it like this is obviously the right side, this is the left side, but from the point of a speaker, when it's coming out like this is the right side. So when you're listening to it, it's reversed. So that might confuse some of you younger folk. But overall, really very, very, very nice. First transformation. Now this section here is going to lift up. You're going to take these, tuck those down and under like that. Kind of just leave that right there. Separate these legs, and then you can rotate these down. Do that on this side. If you've transformed a SOUNDWAVE before, you know how to transform this guy. Let's rotate these like that. Get that kind of out of the way. This section here, I forgot. Let's see. There we go. Pull that up. Lift this up. Leg transformation, as you can see, is pretty much the same as that other one. Not a lot changes. Pull that up. Tuck that down. Fold that out. Just like so. Keep this elevated and then split these arms. Just like that. Click those into the sides. Lift this up. You're going to take this entire, push that down, rotate that all the way around. Spin him around, and now you have a second set of these buttons, but that's now on his butt. I mean, it's kind of there. You can angle it up, you do whatever you want, but it's on the back, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Rotate that. Spin out his hands. Just like so. Collapse everything. Open this back section. Rotate his head out. Plug that in. To complete his look in his robot mode, again, you're going to take this one, which is his shoulder section, put this right over there like that. Then take his gun, bring that in, can slot that down like so. I mean, if you wanted to use this as a gun, you could, but again, it's better as Megatron. But when you're done, there you have the G1 style version of Soundwave transformed and looking absolutely fantastic. I absolutely adore him. Now, starting off first with Ravage, again, really not much is different other than some of the paint applications that he has that the new one doesn't. Nothing really to talk about too much here, although I feel like he's got red eyes. I don't know if you can see that. The other one has silver eyes there. I kind of like the red ones a little bit more, honestly. But you also have Laserbeak. Now, one thing that's interesting, both of these figures, I'm going to bring in the other Soundwave, have the same arm. I'm trying to see. At least the same lower arm and bicep. The shoulder section is completely different. But this guy, he clipped on here fairly well. Or maybe he didn't. No, that's weird. He did before. He sat on my shelf like that. So I don't know what the deal is with that. That's kind of weird, I suppose. Okay, well, as you can see, you had a little divot section here, and you can kind of put in there. Now, his paint applications, I think, are a little bit nicer, to be totally honest, in terms of the new guy. I like the way that the wings look. The other noticeable difference is the original one has this big yellow section here, whereas he now has painted eyes, and the top section here has the Decepticon logo. This one, his Decepticon logo was back there. So, I do like the improvement to the paint applications on the new Laserbeak. I just think that it just looks a little bit better. I think, I guess. I don't know. But you do have those little guys. Now, bringing in the Siege Soundwave. Let's get these guys kind of hanging out. Well, I mean, you can complete the look by putting this on here. And I definitely think I'm going to swap out these weapons. Just because, for me, again, I like that kind of cartoon accurate look. And the cartoon had the little red sections around these and that. So I'll probably swap those out just for personal taste. But getting that there, let's get his gun out of the way. We already took a look at that. This guy has a lot of remolded parts. Is the head different? No, the head kind of looks the same. You do see, though, that they went with the yellow toy look for the eyes, whereas you got the red eyes here, which was more, again, cartoon accurate. A lot of stuff, though, has been remolded. Obviously, the chest section here is pretty much the same in terms of the front area, but you can see a lot of this stuff, like around here, has been redone. The arms are pretty much completely re-engineered. I mean, you had these little bits right here that you don't have anymore. You come around to the back, obviously he had this attached to it when he had this now. So, I mean, a lot of stuff is different between the two, but you can totally see the evolution. So, this guy looks great on Cybertron. You can have him transform into that little lamppost thing. And then he goes to Earth and he does this, which, honestly, one thing that was always kind of funny was when they were on Cybertron in the original G1 cartoon, they all looked like they had their Earth modes already. When you look at, like, Wheeljack or Bumblebee or these guys, you know, when they were in their robot mode, they looked exactly the way that they looked when they were on Earth. And a lot of it was like, you had Bumblebee, who, as a robot, clearly had the parts, like the feet, the chest, I mean, all that stuff, of a Volkswagen Beetle. But he transformed into a weird spaceship, the alien thing. So this actually is cool because it keeps that look and then carries it over to this. I might, no, you can't really swap. I was thinking you got the red rims around here, which again is accurate, but it's pinned in there, so I can't really swap that out, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll just probably swap out the guns and stuff. Legs are very different as well. This has a lot of, you know, that Siege paint kind of wear and everything, but the sculpt is also different. But you can see, like, on the side here, it's very similar. Now, this piece actually moved as part of the transformation, if I can get it to move. this piece, you know, like flexed up. So there's that. So they actually sculpted the leg on the new guy to kind of replicate that, like with the hole and everything there. The only thing that is clearly the same would be like the chest, the head, and these arms. And it's interesting because these are the little sled things in his, again, I mean, I guess you could kind of say those are weapons too, because you got that little blaster thing there. But they were in robot mode, the little wheel sort of thing. By them reusing that same forearm section, you still have that here, which is kind of pointless, honestly, unless you would just want to use it as like a blaster. Doesn't do anything. I mean, it hides up underneath there pretty decently, so it is what it is. Ultimately, both are really good figures. Both, I think, do a good job of recreating his look. Like I said, personally, I like the G1 look with the cassette player a little bit more, but he also transformed into that light post. So you could easily keep this as that light post mode and then just use this in another display. His articulation's all the same though. The ball joint up here for the head, the shoulders, hinge, really stiff joints there. Rotation, 2 joints at the elbow. I love the fact that they got this hand here sculpted in the little pointing thing so you could very easily have him open his own chest piece. I mean, that's really cool. I really do dig that. That's carried over from the other one as well. Swivel, hinge, forward and back. This piece moves forward. His little butt flap gets out of the way so you can move it forward and back, in and out. Rotates just above the knee, bends at the knee. The ankles have the tilt, but not a ton of it. And then, no, not even really forward and back. So basically, all the same articulation that the original guy had. Just really fun. Love that updated look to him. It just, for me, works so much better. Now, for his transformation back, first you want to take the hands, tuck those around like so, come around to the back, open this back piece, slide that down, and then rotate his head into that cavity, put that right back up. Good, remove this. Then this whole section is going to rotate around, or separate, and then spin that around like so. These are going to come together, and you want to have these positioned on the inside. So rotate him at the bicep, bring that in, line this up, give that a good squeeze right there, locking that all into place like so. Go around to these legs. Again, if you've transformed a Soundwave, you know exactly how to transform this guy. Open this, fold that out, fold the foot into the shin, bring that down like that. Do that on this side as well. Pull that out. There we go. Fold that out. Tuck away the foot. Bring that down like that. And then you're going to rotate these around and bring these up. They will tab in on the side. Give that a good squeeze, locking that into place like so. Do that on this side as well. Rotate that up. Good squeeze. Open this. Fold these little pieces out. Bring these down. Now you got little slots and tabs here. So you just push that along that section and that secures that. And when you're done, I mean, I guess you can take these, post these into the back. That just kind of has like weapon storage for him. And even if you wanted to use, is this the right one? I'm trying to remember. No, the darker one. If you wanted to, you have extra holes here on the back. You take this, pop that right in there. When you're done, there you have the new Earthrise Soundwave in his cassette player mode. But highly recommend this guy. Outside of being outside of the Masterpiece Soundwave, in my opinion, this is the best Soundwave that we've gotten in terms of that G1 look. Yeah, the G1 toy is pretty much amazing as well, but all the extra articulation in this one just really goes that much further to cement this as being the best, in my opinion. The inclusion of Laserbeak and Ravage is also a really nice touch. And like I said, all of these Netflix Earthrise figures are exclusive to Walmart stores, at least here in the United States. So he should be fairly easy to find. Maybe not right away because he's still kind of rolling out, but he'll be out there. Don't worry too much, guys. So all that being said, if this version of Soundwave is one that you would like to add to your collection, As I said previously, he is available at Walmart stores, and he is hitting those locations right now. So if you are looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very simple thing for me. All I ask is you hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture really can go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. If you could do a little bit more, consider becoming a patron or an Optibotimus Plus channel member. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a patron like these guys, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep all of your perks and rewards like custom comment emojis, loyalty badges, exclusive member live streams, Zoom calls, and the occasional giveaway like these guys, consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus like these guys and Adam. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.